be solving one coordinate geometry where a line segment A and B is given to you. Okay, let's say this is the line segment connecting two, and the distant point is B, right? So if these are the 2 points having the coordinates of the given points are 3 minus 5. That means let's say the coordinate of A is 3 and minus 5, right? And the coordinate of B is minus 4 and 8, right? Now it's given that a point P is lying on this line AB somewhere, let's say over here, so that it divides the given line AB into the ratio of K is to 1, right? So this P divides this line into the ratio K is to 1, right? So such that it given that AP by BP, right? And this ratio is equal to K by 1. This is K is to 1. Now this is the question given to you. We need to find the value of K if this line P satisfies or lies on the line x plus y equal to 0. So this is another criteria given that x plus y equal to 0 on this line P is lying, right? P is lying. Lying means satisfying. That means the coordinates of P, whatever you are calculating, when you put up the value over here, this will be satisfying, right? Now quickly let us recall some formula. Okay, what's the formula? Let me show you that if you remember, if 2 points are given to you, right, whose coordinates are x1, y1 and x2, y2, right? If these coordinates are given to you now, and a certain point P is lying and which divides the given line into the ratio of m is to n, m is to n, right? So in this case I'm just recalling you, so just keeping it in a bracket, right? So if you remember this formula, then the coordinates of P point, right, the coordinates of P point we are written as what? N times x1, right? N times x1 plus m times x2, right, divided by n plus m, right? This is the coordinate of x, and similarly the this is abscissa and the ordinate is n times y1, n times y plus, because I am taking the second ratio, then for this second ratio taking the coordinates of the first point, so x1 y1 is the coordinate of the first point, so that's why n times y1 plus m times y2, right? M times y2 divided by n plus m. So these were the two coordinates of this center point of this point P which divides given line, right? So if you recall this, you will be using the same formula over here to solve this question, because this point P divides our given line AB into the ratio of K is to 1. So here M and N are here, M and N are K and 1, right? Just to correlate I have said it, right? Now simply solve it. Now in this question the coordinates of P, the coordinates of P, coordinates of P, which is our question, where P is the point of our question, it is calculated as, just use the same formula, n times x1. So n is 1, right? So 1 times 3, right? 1 into 3, right? Because the first x1 is 3, right? 1 into 3 plus m times x2. So that means k times minus 4, right? So it will be k times minus 4 divided by what? M plus n plus m. So here it will be k plus 1, right? So this will be the coordinate of x axis of point which is lying on the line AB. Okay, I think it's visible, right? Similarly, if this is the coordinate of x, that means abscissa, then what will be the ordinate? The ordinate will be similarly calculated using the above formula, right? How? Just put up the values, right? Here you can see the b is minus 4 8 and a is 3 minus 5, right? So I will be putting the same value again, right? So the n times y1, that means 1 times minus 5, right? This will be 1 into minus 5, 1 into minus 5, right? Plus 1 into minus 5, right? Here you can see n times, that means 1 times y1, that is minus 5, right? Plus m times y2. M is what? M is k. So k times y2, y2 is 8, right? So it will be k times 8 divided by k plus 1. So here we have decided the coordinates of point P, which is lying on the line AB. Now, since these coordinates of point, these are the coordinates of point P. These are the coordinates of point P, right? So this will be lying on the line x plus y equal to 0. So since it's lying on the line x plus y equal to 0, we'll just put up the value of this x and this y into the above equation to find out the value of k, right? So since x plus y is equal to 0, right? Since x plus y equal to 0, so putting up the value of x as this one, that means 3, 1 into 3 will be 3 minus 4k divided by k plus 1, right? Putting this value of x, that is abscissa, in place of x, plus y. What is y? Y is minus 5 plus 8k. It is minus 5 plus 8k divided by k plus 1, and just equate it equal to 0. When you equate it equal to 0, right? When you equate it equal to 0, you can see k plus 1 will be cancelled out because this will be going into the RHS, right? Now this will give you 3 minus 5 minus 4k plus 8k equal to 0. Hi Krishna, BGMI, hello, hello, hello. And when you solve it, you get minus 2, changing the pen again, minus 2 and 8k minus 4k will be 4k, right? Equal to 0. Hope you are doing fine, Krishna. So this will give you 4k is equal to 2, and when you solve it, you get the value of k as 2 by 4, which is coming as, it will all 2 and 4 are coming into the table of 2. So the value of k is calculated as 1 by 2, which is your answer, right? K is calculated as 1 by 2. So this is your answer, right? So I'm reading out the question again. A point P, right? A point P was there, okay, which divides the line AB, whose coordinates are given to you, and it divides this line AB into the ratio k is to 1, so that AP is to BP is k is to 1, right? We recall this formula when the coordinates of 2 points are given to you and a certain point which is lying on it, it divides the given line into the ratio m is to n, then the coordinates of this the point which is dividing, that divisor point is n times x1 plus m x2 plus by divided by n plus m, and y coordinate will be n times y1 plus m times y2 divided by n plus m, right? So we will, using the same formula, we put up the value of x1 y1 and x2 y2 into the coordinate for the coordinates of p, right? So when you put up the value, right, and this is also given that this point p is satisfying a line on the line x plus y equal to 0. So this is a equation of a line segment x plus y equal to 0. This will be a line segment, right? So definitely, if this is a line segment, let's say this is a line segment, right? And if P is lying on it, right? And if this point is lying on it on the line x plus y equal to 0, then definitely it will satisfy it will satisfy the relation x plus y equal to 0, this one. So that's why whatever we calculated the value of, this is the value of x, what we have calculated, this is x, and this is the value of y. So these calculations we put up into the equation x plus y equal to 0, and when you solve it you get the value of k, right? So and finally the value of k is calculated as 1 by 2, and this is your answer. I hope you like the solution, students. If you find it useful, you just like it, you can like it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.